Okay, so now we are recording and we are going to begin hiding our numbers. Pick now your best favorite number and we're going to draw it as a bubble style number. All five will be drawn in as bubbles, okay? For example, this is a bubble number 2. And your bubble numbers can be in any font size you like. Choose your own special font. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and do the number 2 because I really like the number 2. And actually, the number 2 is one of my favorite numbers, but I'm going to change my number 2 up to look differently than the one on the handout. I like to do my number and then I like to go repeat that line again to make it a bubble. And so here is my number 2, okay? Yes, it does look different than that number 2 in the handout. Well, I didn't like this part here, so I think I'm going to make that a little bit larger. So now everyone is now adding their favorite number as the emphasis. The emphasis is the largest one, all right? That largest, any of your any favorite number you would like, it's going to be that largest number that you chose first. And then you can do your touch-ups here. Like I didn't like how that part curved, so I'm going to work on the curves of my numbers a little better. And I'm going to have negative and positive space. That means I'm going to have some empty space showing and some filled up space is showing. So this is our first number. Your first number can be any number you want. Obviously, you don't want to copy mine. Or if you can't think of a number, choose number 2. All right? We're going to keep everything nice and neat. And what I like to do is sometimes I blow, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I use a clean brush to do that. I like my number 2. Okay? So when we have our first number done, I prefer that you do some values in there, or you can go to the next number and start hiding in that next number, all right? All right, Jaquan, you're going to attendance to check out. Bring all of your work up here, please. All right, so if you want to start adding value in for your first number, you can. If not, we're going to grab a ruler and we're going to continue to add numbers in. Look at what I got for you guys now. I got some Q-tips to start doing some shading in here. And when you're at home, make sure to take your white paper so that you can look on YouTube for this assignment, okay? And it is on your Google Classroom. So my next favorite number is the number 7. And so I'm going to use my ruler now, and I'm going to create me a number 7 within or around the number 2 with my ruler. That's what I'm going to do. I cannot. This is my only help, that I draw right here and I talk through it. I cannot go to your paper and draw on your paper or give you any steps besides what I'm doing. Pick your favorite numbers, draw the numbers on here in block numbers. All right, so my bubble 7, I'm creating it any type of font that I can. You can do a number 7 if you like or not. You are choosing your favorite numbers. So obviously now you see a number 2 and you see a number 7. And they're just not a line number 7. It's a 3D number 2 and a 3D number 7. Draw the numbers. Just draw numbers. This is not a hard assignment. Oh. I'm ready for my next one. And if you choose to do more than 5 hidden numbers, please feel free to do so. I'm going to hide a number 5 in here. I'm going to draw my number 5 first, and then I'll make it 3D. So watch me draw this number 5. Ready? First, I'll draw a regular number 5 like this. You see how I just did the number 5? Now I'm going to close it up by repeating the same line that it has. Now it's a 3D number 5. Wasn't hard at all, was it? But I do need to make sure I fix those lines, because that was a little sloppy. And I don't do sloppy. And I don't accept it either, right? Okay. So I'm straightening up those lines way better with my ruler. Voila. So much better. That's wrong. All right. So far, I've already gotten 3 numbers. How many numbers do you have already? 3. Cool. What's my next favorite number? My next favorite number is the 0. So I'm going to put a 0, and I think I want to hide it right here in between the numbers 2, beside the number 2 and 7. So let's see what I can do here. I'm going to hide that 0. I'm going to create the inside of that 0. And because it's overlapping, I'm going to create that number 0 and the forming behind that number 7. So it's really almost hidden. Now, the tricky part to this assignment is when we start adding all these other zigzags and straight lines, as you can see here, that is on the handout. We see circles, we see straight lines. We're going to add zigzags and curlies and wavies. That's going to make this look even more difficult to find my 5 numbers, because they're going to be hidden around all those different other type of lines. Let's name some lines. Straight line. Someone give me another line. You was right. Get it out your tongue. Zigzag line. Give me another line. Parallel. Give me another one that looks like this. Wavy line. Give me another line. Horizontals. Oh, y'all working now. Give me another one. How about this? Curly lines. Parallels. Give me another one. Zigzag. You getting the point now, right? So that's what I'm going to start doing here. I'm going to start hiding lines attached to my numbers to hide it. All right. So how many numbers I got? 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm recording. I have 4 numbers already. I need to do one more. Give me a number. Someone give me a number that I can hide. 4. Good job. Let me see. All right. So I'm going to use my ruler this time for my number 4. And I'm going to hide it in between my 7s and 2. Number 4. And you're going to see how I'm hiding this number 4. It's going to be quite easy. And then down here will be the end of that number 4. Right? And then the inside part of my number 4 here. Like so. Uh-oh, that's crooked. My bad. okay? And then closing the line of the number 4 up down here at the bottom. All right, grab a handout. Here you go. We're doing a hidden number design. And read those instructions and start getting yours exactly like mine, or however many numbers you chose. Okay, thank you for that. I do love here my hidden numbers. Thank you for helping me. All right, so I have hidden a number 4 somewhere in there. I have hidden a number 2, a number 7, a number 0, a number 5. Is it completely hidden? Not yet. Until I start adding those lines. I'm going to draw some lines over here so that you can remember. We can have some zigzag lines. We can have some wavy lines. I'm putting this rubric grid over here for you to see. We can have some curly lines like so. This is curly. We could have, obviously, we can have diagonal lines and straight lines. And we even said perpendicular lines. And that's about, let's put that many lines in to hide. So now I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start adding zigzag lines here and there that's going to touch each of the letters. Then I'll repeat and put in some curly lines in different spaces. I'm going to do curly right there, or wavy, excuse me. I'm going to do another wavy line right here up against that 0. Yes. And then I'm going to put some of those straight lines in. Y'all look up here. It's getting more difficult now, isn't it? It's like you can still see it, but they're getting more hidden the more I use these different type of lines that is attaching to one another. But hello, somebody, when we get those values in, it's going to really blend in, okay? So let's keep it going. Now, while you are doing that, I want to start shading now my number 2, just for the sake of getting you started. Now, it's going to look like right here, this example, okay? I'm going to have some shading, 1 value, 2 value, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to take a black color pencil to do value 7, all right? So I'm going to start right here with my number, what do I want to start with? I want to start with my number 2. I'm going to start shading my number 2 value. You can't, you needed to graduate. And so I'm going to now do my shading. Right, shading from dark to light in different areas all around. Someone just took the hall pass. And I decided to start with a number 6. And then I'm going to gradually fade up in here, my number 2. But underneath it, I think I'm going to do some kind of cuckoo looking lines. Like this. And some of those are going to be shaded dark and some of them are not. Okay? So, recap. And then I'm going to let you keep working on your own. Recapping now, we are choosing how many of our numbers? 5. We have 5 different numbers. We're hiding the numbers around on the paper by overlapping. We're doing those at bubble numbers or any kind of bubble number you want. We're having one number that is the emphasis. That means that it's maybe the biggest or the darkest or the first one that someone should see. My emphasis number is going to be the number 2, okay? And then we are using these zigzag, wavy, and curly lines to place around and inside of the numbers. That's number 3. And then last but not least, we're using our pencils to show value from the value scale, shading from dark to light. And I'm going to place here on the board in the video a value scale. Okay, give me 1 minute and I'm going to place a value scale here so that you can remember what a value scale looks like. And it looks like this one here that I just put up on the board. That's a value scale. Shading. Did I mention using colors? Crayons? No. The only colors we're using is the number 7. What color is that? Black color pencil. Color pencils are going to be on the countertop, but you don't need it right now. Just get those other values in. We'll use that number 7 black very, very last. Do we have any questions so far?